A very good morning, dear students. In the chapter Structure of Earth, what we studied, how the layer of the earth is being formed and which are the layers of the earth. That is crust, mantle, core. So, what is crust? The crust is found on the topmost layer of the earth. Otherwise, we call it as lithosphere. It consists of continental crust and oceanic crust. And even the upper crust is a reservoir of many minerals. Next was mantle. Mantle will be present in the middle part of the earth or middle layer of the earth, or it is called as mesosphere. It consists of again two layers, upper mantle and lower mantle. It is lies below the crust or next to the crust. Next, third one is core. It is the innermost inside the layer and it lies at the center part of the earth. It is otherwise called as barosphere. It has got again two layers. One is outer core and the another one is inner core. So moving further students, we will study about rocks and minerals. So what generally rocks? The where it is present. The lithosphere or the crust or the earth crust consists of what? Rocks. So we would say just rocks refers to all solid parts of the earth crust. So the solid part which is present on the topmost layer of the earth, that is crust, the part of the crust which is present we would refer as rocks, which includes clay and even the sand. So it doesn't have any chemical composition. They are made up of what? They consist of minerals. Minerals are those substances which occurs naturally on the earth crust. So they have a definite chemical composition during the formation. So we can say that the rocks refers to the all solid parts which are present on the earth crust, that is on the lithosphere or the topmost layer of the earth is called rocks. On the soil which is present we would say the rocks. It doesn't have a chemical compositions, but it is going to be formed with the help of a minerals. And as a rock in which a particular mineral is found in large percentage in large quantity, we would call it as ore. So the ore is nothing but a mineral which is found in large percentage is called ore of particular minerals. For example, they have given aluminium is extracted is got from an ore called bauxite and iron from the hematite. So aluminum will we get from what? Which ore? Bauxite and iron which will be mixed forms the hematite. Next, minerals which are present like aluminum, copper, bronze, gold, silver, they are going to vary in color. Of course, even the texture, that is the formation and the hardness texture, that is when we touch it, we can identify which is the copper and which is the iron, which is the aluminum, bronze, zinc. So, color, texture, hardness, and luster. So, diamond is the hardest mineral which will be found in the natural resources on the crust part. So, students, even the common salt which is used in our cooking in daily activities. So, students, the minerals may vary in color, texture, hardness, and luster. So diamond is the hardest mineral which we found, and even the common salt which we will be using in our cooking. It is also considered as minerals. So the minerals which are available in the nature, we can call it as a natural mineral resources. So moving further, next topic is we saw the meaning of rocks. So rocks is a which is present on the crust part of the earth with consists of soil and sand. So again we can classify these rocks into three kinds, which are those igneous rocks and sedimentary rocks and metamorphic rocks. Coming to the first one, that is igneous rocks. So dear students, now we are studying about igneous rock, which comes under types of rocks. So the word, where does this igneous rocks comes from? So the word igneous comes from the Latin word which means ignis. So which means fire. Igneous means fire. So igneous rocks are formed as because of the volcanic eruptions. So the magma or the lava which flows out of from the volcanoes, it cools down. Once cools down, it becomes solid in forming these rocks. So would say that the igneous rocks are nothing but the word igneous itself says that fire. So the igneous rocks is formed as a result of volcanic eruption. It gets cools down and it gets solid, which forms the igneous rocks. So when the volcanic, due to the result of the volcanic eruptions, the lava which flows out of these eruptions or the volcano, once it gets cools and becomes solid, it forms a igneous rocks. So again, igneous rocks are of two kinds. Which are those? Intrusive igneous rocks and extrusive igneous rocks. So the rocks that cool below the surface of the earth are called intrusive rocks, and they take longer time to cool and form large crystals. Like granite, dolerite are examples of intrusive igneous rocks. This is granite is an example of intrusive igneous rocks which will be used for our house purpose. In construction of house, for the floor we use granite, correct? And next, so we'll revise once again what is igneous rocks. Igneous rocks is a Latin word ignis. It is derived from the Latin word ignis, which means fire. So when the lava flows out of from the volcano and gets cooled down, it becomes a solid form which is called igneous rocks. And again, igneous rocks have been classified into two. One is intrusive igneous rocks and the another one is extrusive igneous rocks. So the rocks that cools on earth's surface are called extrusive igneous rocks. Then what is intrusive rocks? The rocks that cool below the surface of the earth are called said to be as intrusive rocks, and the rocks that cools on the surface of the earth are called extrusive igneous rocks. Again, crystals of these rocks, harder part of these rocks are smaller and fine. For example, basalt and obsidian are the examples of extrusive igneous rock. Basalt is list look like this. So it's an example for which kind of rocks? Extrusive igneous rocks. Now you will see the features or the characteristics how these igneous rocks are about. So igneous rocks are harder. They look harder and they are compact. So they are water resistant and as water does not permeate through them. That means it is not doesn't allow the water to store. Next, they are primarily basically rocks and hence all other types of rocks are formed from these rocks. So it is the basic basement for the other rocks to form. And these rocks, that is igneous rocks, are a storehouse of a large number of minerals. It is going to store the minerals like iron, magnesium, aluminium, gold and silver. So students, in order to avoid the confusions, we will study the types of rocks in detail. So we have three kinds of rocks. One is igneous rocks, sedimentary rocks and metamorphic rocks. In today's class what we learned is meaning of rocks and what is minerals, and the types of rocks we studied what is igneous rocks and its types and characteristics. So we'll study in the next class in detail about sedimentary rocks, and I will be sending you the an animated video related to igneous rocks. So these are the basic concepts which you need to concentrate. So please go through the concept and complete the notes as early as possible. Thank you.